Okay, so I did a reaction earlier about this very show, the GameOverse, which was done by Aaron Hansen. Everybody knows Aaron Game Grumps, and Rubberross, who's everybody also knows him not only for like his strong interactions with VTubers. He's very close to a lot of VTubers, but it's also his heavy influence in the art scene, in the indie world, also including like his influence in the art scene when it comes to Newgrounds. He's been around for a long time, and he was also with Aaron on Game Grumps for a long time. So I wanted to touch on that as well and kind of expand on my reaction to that, because Ross and his girl Giwi, they did a commentary, director's commentary, and I think this is very important for people to watch and understand the thought process that Ross goes through, him and Aaron, like, because people don't really understand the, how to say this, the depth and the importance of what you're doing. A lot of time people will just have a single vision of just what they want and how they want to put a message out for a story, but they're not focusing on like creating a world. And I think Ross and Aaron really prove through Gameoverse that they actually care about the world they're making, and I think that's something that we really need to check on. So I wanted to see this and react to it and just take a look at it with everybody and see behind the curtain and understand the gears in the mind of Ross, because I think we got a really amazing thing going on here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else he does with it.
How I did it, but I got the Rubberross to join me on stream and do a little director's commentary for GameOverse.
Yeah, how on earth did you get your boyfriend to join you?
Stick around to the end of the video for a short Q&A, and don't forget to hit that funny little sub button if you like the video or whatever.
Yeah, give her a sub.
Start talking
and
about
like.
GameOverse
Follow.
on my stream, and he hears me. He comes running in. He's like, "Well, actually, wait, no, Ross."
There he is.
Hi.
Ah!
Did you hear me say? Wait, Giwi, have you beat Ross's Mario World? I actually have a doctor's note. Ross told me that I can just show this and it's my doctor's note. So anyway, he says that I don't have to.
Sorry if I sound a little, I'm kind of getting sick right now. This opening track is by Jake Kaufman. One of the visions for the show is like have different kind of artists come in and do music for different settings. So I felt really strongly that like if I had a composer for a kids game, I would want Jake. So
if you saw like all those names he just went off with, like Qbert, Shantae, etc., bro has a huge resume, and that right there, it shows you kind of already that Ross is calling in a lot of, I'm not going to say favors, but like connections. Ross has not been lazy in his connection with the community. He has networked. You cannot move the earth on your own. You cannot build a nation on your own. You cannot create a world on your own. You need help. You need friends. And this is the first example of what he's really done. He has developed such a network of friends that this is pretty much the creative world around him creating this game, creating this show. That's the first taste of it right there.
So I approached him. That's why the music shifts to Grant and we go to the Flopper's Planet. This shot is a direct nod to the Ace and Luffy. It's obviously a little hard to get the composition exactly the same because Budo's so tiny. I love that, the brother check, if you know about that.
Again, here's a good sign of another, this is a good hallmark of a good show and a good development, is that he has already told you references. He's got a lot of references in here. That shows you like he has something to build off of that he wants to create. He wants to be more like a certain show. He has a good foundation of creativity that he's developed through fandoms and through shows he's watched previously. So that's a good sign.
You have to know this.
And of course, magical girl transformations.
The armor is called the Kibblestar armor. People keep calling it the Kibblestar cannon. It's the Kibblestar armor. I guess I never said this. The combination of malice and mayhem is called malevolence.
We did it. We won.
Attention to detail.
Oh man, it's so hard right now. I'm like seeing lore things. And I'm like, do I talk about it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you give away anything.
The fact that he right there has to hold himself back tells you that the amount of layer of detail behind this is immense. When someone picks up your... Like, you don't have to have your entire world made when you write even your first book or your first story. J.R.R. Tolkien did not have the entirety of Lord of the Rings written even when he was finished with The Hobbit. But to understand what Ross is talking about here, he's already got so many layers of depth to the story set up that he has to hold back and not spoil things. And if you could technically see spoilers here, but you don't know the basis of the context, so you're technically not spoiled. That's how deep it is.
I'm just gonna say something about how the skies work.
Alucard looking motherfucker.
I love that logo drop. I actually asked them to extend the shot longer because I felt it was a perfect spot to put the logo.
Yeah, absolutely was. 100%.
Same dream.
Fun story.
Same dream.
I went to Vegas with Glitch, and this was before the announcement, and I was hanging out with Goose. We were having drinks at a nightclub in Vegas. She just said to me, do you have a logo for GameOverse yet? And I was like, I have an idea of it. I explained it to her, and I kind of drew the rough shape of what I was thinking, and then I filmed Goose's hands designing the GameOverse logo on paper. After she finishes drawing it, I just pan up the camera. Right under us is a mosh pit, and you just see furries going wild and girls dancing in bikinis. So the GameOverse logo was created in a nightclub while me, Goose, and Nick and Dana were having drinks. It was.
Isn't that always how it is? That's the best things. You get a couple of creatives in a relaxed setting, and they just write and do stuff create something on a frickin' napkin or design something on the back of a menu or some back of a ticket or something, or they draw something on the frickin' chalkboard in their basement or something. It's always that. It's always a bunch of creatives sitting around shooting the shit, drinking drinks, having some snacks, and then all of a sudden they just start talking, and then stuff just happens. That's where real creativity happens. It always is like that.
It was awesome. Just to clarification, the final logo design was kicked through the goal by someone else, but the initial concept
The first
sketch
sketch.
was actually Goose, yeah.
Approaching unknown planet.
Well, I guess it explains why you want to save every useless game character you run into.
ECC Gobbles back there. Originally, he didn't look like such an iPad baby. He just kind of looked normal. We have this process in animation called retakes, where you just kind of bump up the quality of. You'll go back and do little tweaks. This is one of the shots I did the retakes on. I really thought it was funny that if he looked like an iPad baby, so when Caboodle pulled back the first time you see him, he's got this slack jaw. I think our art director Cameron might have done the design.
His technical skill drawing these areas are so good.
Hey, he's right there, Caboodle.
Oh, he can't hear me. He's too
Busy
busy
learning.
Gobble up knowledge with Gobbles and friends. Cat.
Meow.
Very good.
Is that Tom Fulp singing?
Yeah, I really felt strongly that this show has lineage. I don't know what to say, but those are actually the original Newgrounds. We call them symbols from the original series. Obviously, I added the tie.
Yep.
I actually animated this in Macromedia Flash 8, which I have a legitimate copy of. We had to decompile the original SWFs. Those are the original files. I lost the original FLA files, unfortunately, due to moving country and everything. Oh, sorry, this is called a manual, by the way. We call the computer device a manual. Technically holding it upside down.
He's still
But again, I mentioned this when I did the reaction to that initial video. It's that shows you a lot of attention to detail that he's putting in callbacks. Most people don't know, but if you saw his old stuff, which I think is most of his videos are 300,000 to 600,000 views on the old ones, because he's re-uploaded them from Newgrounds onto YouTube. There is so much basis and old-fashioned callbacks Again, such a attention to detail.
Learning.
He's still learning.
Bongo Raptor did get Mike Wazowski. It's sad,
Ow.
too, because, like, he's dead.
I saw people saying like, oh, they don't even introduce the dinosaur, and they do it in a trailer. Originally, Gobbles was just here. There was no trailer explaining it. We just kind of had to accept. We just kind of figured maybe this is a great way to introduce how the planets work in a really like quick way.
I think a T-Rex named Gobbles would like eat everything in sight, you know? Have some big-ass mouth and razor-sharp teeth.
I
So
love
cute.
this shot.
I animated it. I animated a lot of these shots
He's
actually.
so cute.
Hey, Gobbles. You doing okay back here?
Oh, yes, just learning.
Another mark of a great creator.
Guess I'm just a little nervous.
He's so hands-on.
Ooh.
I saw an Instagram reel and they were like, Kit heals with juice boxes. It's like,
It's not true.
normally she would eat a hot dog, but we didn't get to put it in the pilot. She's just
Aw.
carrying them because she's basically
And not a chili dog, it's a mustard dog. Although the hot dog is a call reference to Sonic anyway. Again, another callback.
babysitting this little 23-year-old baby.
Usually,
23.
there's a hero and villain. And
Aaron's
if the
way
hero
older than
beats
that.
the villain on their game world, well,
Kaboom!
Hero wins, you lose.
I love that pixel art. The pixel art was done by Paul Robinson, who I've been a fan of for like a very, very, very long time. And you probably recognize him from all the Rick and Morty interstitial things on Adult Swim. Been following him since I was 17, so absolutely
Damn.
wild that he was able to be involved in this. It really
Again,
meant a lot.
connections.
boring recon.
Incoming ship detected.
Not anymore!
Ship
Syntax?
Syntax!
Syntax.
The ship here, I was at the premiere, and Slimesicle, Charlie, comes up to me and he just goes, dude, I think it's crazy that they're called the Syntax and you decided to make their ship an apostrophe. I just stared at him. You know, like spelling?
You know, like syntax and spelling.
I was like, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. It was totally an accident. When I was first working on the show, like early, I didn't have a design for the ship, so I just put down a PNG of a bumblebee, and then that's the silhouette I used to like slap some ideas of metal around it. But I guess I accidentally made it an apostrophe, which is kind of clever. Actually, I changed my mind. I did think of that. I'm a genius.
Other fun fact, I designed the space.
It was based on
Amber's-
Amber Crooked Glasses, who did the first initial design, and that you also did the colors for the Nimble, correct?
Yeah, I did the Nimble. I did this background.
Ah, killer.
Oh, can I say what that guy's name is? His name is Rumblebee.
There's a fuckhead.
The fact he has a name already screams immense amounts of detail and actual focus on the world. The fact that the background characters, he has a name. I put money the bitch has a full backstory. That is such a good sign.
Gunship in our way, sir.
So is it a problem or not?
Yes!
Who's that hot paper guy, though?
Who does his sexy voice?
I wonder.
Hickory dickory dock?
Can you hickory dickory shut the hell up? Unless you can get the textile density on some of these assets to match the scale topography by freeing up some resources, much faster than it would take to pre-bake for different LODs because we are out of time on that option.
I think I've mentioned before on social media that a big influence for the show is Star Trek. When we're doing a setting, I'm making game design documents for
Again, good sign. If it's old school Star Trek, like we're talking about, like Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, awesome sign.
every world that they go to, just to kind of like direct the action and the flow of growth of the characters. These are the nodes for hit detection in Unreal Engine, and we got someone to wire them in a way that was
Oh
like
my
believably
God.
hooked up wrong, like an honest mistake. And then by the time Caboodle fixes it, the nodes are hooked up correctly. In Star Trek, what they normally do is they have a, like technobabble. I think
Ah,
the
yeah.
funniest thing that I could do
Voyager
is
gets
use
thick
game
on
dev
that.
terminology that is going to mean nothing to most people, so that when game devs watch it, they're like, you can't be f***ing serious right now. What he's saying right now, he's talking about the textile density of the shields. So like we literally talk to game developers and ask them to help us come up with actual technobabble. It was very hard for translation, so if anyone from other regions can tell me if they nailed it, I genuinely, I don't know.
That scene, if you time it, it only lasts maybe 3 or 4 seconds at max. Boy went to the habit of going to talk to somebody who was a programmer to talk about textile densities, to transfer that concept into the idea of utilizing the density as the shield power, so that he could reference it to the concept of technobabble from Star Trek. Do you see the layers for a 4-second scene? Now you understand why things are so good on this show. Details, details, details. You have to have layers under everything. It has to have some kind of basis and foundation, or it's just pointless. And even when I saw that, I've watched enough, I've read enough, I've studied enough. Like, I've even written my own books and stuff. I want to be a better writer of stories and everything like that. I have too much I want to do. But one of the things I've always learned is that when you hear people, that's something that always comes up with a lot of good creators and stuff like that, is there will be scenes where you're thinking like it's just random bullshit technobabble, like they're just making stuff up, and then you look into it and you're like, holy shit, every word of that either had real scientific basis, theoretical physics basis, or like he just did, had actual coding basis, which is important because you're referencing a video game. Take notes. If you want to be a good writer, like apparently Ross is showing himself to be, this is the level of detail. If you don't want to go into this detail, you don't want to be a good writer.
Holy crap, I get it! I got him! Yeah!
That choking pose was done by Crooked Glasses, actually.
There are people posting being like, I don't know, Warwick's kind of a chill boss, and then I like flashback him choking Fold.
I don't think he's
some people are into that
guy. I mean, he's just this genocidal maniac.
No, he's chill. Good choking.
I think that nobody ever got hurt by a little genocide.
You just did the one thing I told you not to do.
You said, don't let them
on the planet. Correct.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Get him,
We have
Piccolo.
this process early on where we like do a little bit of like little tests to a yowie pedal.
I didn't take that out. I didn't take that out.
Okay. When we were doing the early
who's been
pipeline
naughty?
tests to see like how's the show gonna look, we do like a little vertical slice, and this was a part of that. We brought on Ryan to do this shot. Jay's Candy Hell is what he goes by. He's done a bunch of like Dragon Ball fan content and stuff. Phenomenal.
Ooh,
animator.
I gotta check
when
him
I approached
out.
him, he was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I'm pretty busy right now." And I was like, "You're gonna be animating Chris Sabat yelling," and he was like, "What?" He's a huge Dragon Ball fan. He's like, "Ah." Okay, I'll do it. And then he did such a good job. We are like, Ryan, can you come back and help us do more Warwick? Obviously he did, and now he's like even more excited of the fact we got both Vegetas.
I've looked all over for a suitable game world to train our new recruit.
Hi, I'm Crab Girl.
We do this thing called Scratch Audio, and I just got Matt Watson in the Game Grumps office to do, back when he was the editor in 2017, to record Crab Girl. These are the same lines from 2017.
So these are ancient lines.
Ooh.
Literally, I found the raw
9
recordings of Matt
years.
Watson, and I just used them again. And Matt didn't
How are they that clean if they're 9 years old? Damn.
even know he was in the show until much later. But it was originally supposed to be the Scratch voice, like the temporary voice. But it just got a laugh out of people. I was like, shit, that's Crab Girl, and I didn't want to change it. So always hold on to your files, guys. You never know when they're going to be useful.
Arcade are going to make it
True.
a lot more difficult to complete the game world.
You want us to do a full harvest mission?
Yes, dum-dum.
But the dum-dum line was not in the script, by the way.
Really? He just said that?
Chris Sabat just said it, and I just started laughing. And I was like, we ball. He says dum-dum now.
Dude, you got called Dum Dum by Chris Sabat.
And now everyone's gonna think I didn't fix the shields.
That is Nick, the Gaslight District showrunner, aka Part-Time Seagull.
His Twitter handle
Really?
is part-time seagull, and he's now a part-time seagull.
Just so you understand, Nick is a giant of a man. He's like 6 foot you, but can do a near perfect impression of a seagull. In fact, he emphasized to me that the sound would be a Canadian seagull. It is not a sound effect, that is a human being. He is one of my favorite people.
If you want to do a seagull, it's about sucking in air while also tightening your throat and almost making a squeaking noise. I like to play games. I like to play around with making noises.
So cool.
He's really good at that seagull noise.
Watch Gaslight District. You're not allowed
It's
to be a
true.
GameOverse fan unless you watch Gaslight District.
Estimated time remaining.
Gaslight
for
District's
Silver
fun.
Bear, a while. Ow, ow.
Well, it's not good.
The healing is a direct reference to TF2. Like, I love TF2. It was a big part
Never
of
got
my
into
life
that
early
game.
20s.
But again,
I
another
love
reference.
TF2, so I had to make a little cheeky nod.
I think the ow 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 is really cute.
Fitzy added that. I think it was maybe her idea.
I think it was my idea, and then Fitzy just did it.
Oh, you're right. We watched the storyboards, and you said it'd be funny if it said ow ow ow.
Because you had it hitting itself.
I also told
Stop hitting yourself.
Fitzy,
Stop
I was
hitting
like,
yourself.
I want the voice to sound a little bit like Hatsune Miku, and that's why it's like a little bit closer to Hatsune Miku.
Shouldn't we try to find out who the hero is or the villain of this game world, since the syntax are here?
They're after us, Gobbles. If they find Caboodle first, I can't let that happen. I have to find him.
Right, of course. But the planet will explode if we don't.
I'm not losing him too, Gobbles.
I got really nervous about that shot. This is so lame. Everyone's gonna think I'm a dork when I'm gonna say it.
Wait, what?
We did a retake on it because at the time, he didn't really have that many frames of animation when he slid down the hill, and everybody was dunking on One Punch Man Season 3, and I was like, I can't put the same shot.
Me going through frame by frame.
Yeah, like we added extra frames because we were just like,
Learn
I
from the
can't
mistakes of
take that
others.
heat after that.
Come on, it'll be fine.
Kid, wait!
How are they breathing underwater? It's a video game.
I could give you
It's
a
a
really
video
long-winded
game.
answer, but the real answer is just more fun that way. But the other answer, when someone asks me to explain it in universe, I'm just like, well, their planets were the things that dictated their breathing, and their planets are gone.
Actually, they need to go through a realistic scuba
kinda-
diving
they're kinda
course before
gone
they're
with the,
certified to go down there.
rules.
Is Gobbles scuba certified? Absolutely not. But he could learn
could
it really
very
fast.
Change your plan. We can't beat these two.
What? Then what do you propose we do then?
We find Flappers as soon as possible, before they do. My name is Flappers!
Little reference to a potentially problematic webcomic, but sometimes Aaron will give like notes for like joke delivery, and he'll like draw something down, and he literally sent me like basically this, and I thought it was so funny how bad his drawing was that I like traced it as a joke. I noticed that this information looked a bit like Tails got trolled, so I like just tweaked her face slightly, and I had to give a note to people being like, this is not a mistake, do not put this on model, please make sure it looks like
Say, Flappers, have you seen a little shiny sea
And so many
urchin
people
around
love it.
with little legs and arms and a big urchin eye? And
He's a dick.
Can't say that I have, but maybe someone in Coral Reef City has.
What program is the show animated in? A lot, actually. People can animate in pretty much whatever program they choose. I personally use Clip Studio Paint. We have some people who use Toon Boom. We've had people that use TV Paint. So as long as it can be used in the
Wow.
cleanup program, then, you know, it's fine.
And it
Animated
all
on
looks the
paper.
exact
You're
same.
joking, but a lot of productions to this day are animated on paper. Not this one.
Hey, kid, do you think this guy could be the hero?
No way, Gobbles. He's way too helpful. He's got background character vibes.
I've never kissed a girl dolphin before.
Has he kissed a boy dolphin before, though? That's a good question.
No comment.
Oh man, today is your lucky day. I'm gonna teach you.
Ross is smart when... Okay, here's something I'm going to give you some tips on. When you're a creator, sometimes you don't answer fan questions. Just ask Vivzy Pop and just ask Gooseworks. Sometimes, best to just let them think whatever they want.
To beat that. What'd you say? It was a dolphin?
That's right.
And you're a huge shark.
Huge!
All right, we'll figure something out.
Oh, that's actually a reference. I forgot. The huge.
Absolutely good! X, Y, and Z! Well, here we are, Coral Reef City.
Whoa.
Just notice that
Guys,
one fish holding a
I'm
baby by
I'm
the
a
head.
voice actor now. See this fish right here? Do you see her? That's me. And I colored her too. I chose all of her colors. If you notice the hair color. Yeah.
Did I tell you I gave a name to the fish chef?
What's his name? I don't even know this lore.
Filippo Fish.
Shut up. Stupid name.
Again, everybody's got a name. Such detail.
Background character run errands? Kid? Hey, kid! I made a pizza. You want a slice?
Originally here, Vinny was saying, it's got pepperoni, it's got avocado, and he's just saying a bunch of It's, I wish we had kept it in, but I know everyone would be like, you gotta commit to the emotional bits. I'm like, but it's so funny.
No.
There's sometimes that you can't be too funny. if he'll probably never see this, but Ross, if you ever see this and hear me, hey, there's always an outtake reel. Like, I know it's expensive to do animation, but hey, at the end of it, little thing, just some outtakes where they're just whatever you wanted to keep in, just let it go, man. I promise you, people will love it.
When I'm designing the world, I like to come up with, I do little blueprints for like little simple game design things, stuff that's not gonna like slow down the pacing at all. So this guy here, his name is Boily Bob. He's in. So the only way to defeat him is to ignite his oil, and once you do that, he becomes a like an explosive projectile that you can use to like open a new area or break something or attack someone. So the idea for each segment here is that each thing you see him doing before a boss is the simpler version of the boss mechanic.
Do the floaties have any info yet?
You're the floaties as well.
Yeah, that is me.
Real quick, I just want to mention that, again, a character that pops up for maybe 1 or 2 seconds has a video game-based combat mechanic that is utilized by the main character to advance through the game, has a full name, design, and how his powers work. For something you see literally like that, holy crap.
I'm going, wow. You do it individually, so you be like, okay, so if the noise is like, wow, you have to slow down. You go, wow. They basically cut them closer together, so they almost like run into each other, and then you lower the fidelity of it and everything. And that all came because Grant taught us how to, do it, which is really cool.
Research complete.
Got it.
And that's Bacon, the character designer.
Oh, that's Bacon?
Yeah, you can do a good Microsoft Sam, which is done by, you breathe backwards while you talk, so you're like, I can't do it.
Oh no! Sorry, Mr. Paper! Oh, don't worry about me. That's me. I'm Mr. Paper.
I love the animation of Fold in this scene.
That one of the one where he's like, that's Small Boo. If you've got Elite Ball knowledge, you'll know them as the creators of Batman, Piderman. They also worked on Adventure Time.
I am such a huge fan of their animation and grew up watching
Never heard of them.
So I think it's so cool to get to work on the same thing as Small Boo.
Wow, I've never met a talking paper before. Today's your lucky day. I'm gonna teach you how to beat that Remington. Who's that? Never mind. Let's go. Yeah!
I did the choking scene there because I was like, originally he didn't get choked, but I was like, I need to build up to the ending. So I was just like, if I keep having him manhandle him, it'll explain the ending a little bit better. So I
I didn't even catch on to that.
The trailer, actually.
Again,
done by the end of this. He fucking hates.
Oh yeah, he's pissed, dude.
He hates flappers.
Now that you finally made it to me, Crabbington, I'll take you out with my invincible Krabby Tank.
Crabbington is from the original version of GameOverse. I want to do little nods to the old series whenever I can because I just think it's fun. And
I need to watch the whole old series.
Acknowledging your roots type thing, and I think that's fun.
I thought you were Crabbington.
This is Aaron's Skeletor voice.
Take this!
No, I could tell that was Aaron. That's a reference to something, but I can't think of it. Though, like the arms when he sticks out like that, I can't think of it, but it's a reference to something. But no, like, seriously, he's starting to feel like Aaron's Family Guy because it's literally just him talking to himself more than once.
I'm both upset and impressed.
And originally these balls, these cannons, they were supposed to have a crab form. You can see it there, see? They've got little legs that actually pop out and they walk around like the bombs from Super Mario World, but we didn't have time to do it.
I just made a new friend who's been helping me on my journey. See? Say hi, Mr. Paper!
Dude, I just noticed that hot fish is in the background.
If you beat Snappers and win the game, this whole world is going to explode!
Whoops, broke the rule.
Time to die.
That affected the topology. That's hand drawn, by the way. That is not a 3D effect.
Awesome.
Whoa! Hang on there!
Oh, I should say something really fun about Kit's Blaster. I didn't want it to just be another Mega Man blaster. So when Kit's Buster is charging, if you listen really careful, there's a cat purring. And just before the fire, there's a trill. And that's
I
my
can't
cat
even
Tina.
hear that. God.
You're nothing without your little backpack friend, aren't you?
How would you know?
It's
So
a pussy
when Fold
pulse.
was walking here, the note I kept giving was more until we got to this point, which was maximum walk.
Travis, they're trying to steal me! Run! Run, run, run!
What?
Uh,
I can't believe it! Thanks, Mr. Paper!
That face. He's such a bitch.
I added that face last minute, actually. It was not there originally.
He is the guy who
How
rubs
did
it
you
in.
get like this?
Get like what?
I don't know. Courageous? Uplifting? You were so nervous before.
I'm a Learnosaurus, kid. That's what I do.
There were multiple takes of this, but we had to go with this one because originally Kit said when she stood up, that was so much cooler than how it sounded because it was supposed to sound kind of dorky. So people are like, oh my God, man, about this one. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to feel that. But I cut it out because I felt like it made Kit kind of unlikable. I didn't want her to
can
come
see what
off
he's talking
disingenuine. Like this guy, even though like clumsily tried to, get her back on her feet, I'm still
I think
holding
he
on
did better.
to that
I
as
don't
a
think he
good
was that
idea.
clumsy.
Let's go save the world.
So this is what I was talking about before, right? The mechanics, the escalation of mechanics, right? The whole point of this one is like, oh, it's the power plant. The eels, they're electric, and if you hit them into power slots, they'll activate magnets. And then that would be like the mechanic of like the whole level. And then the next time we come back, you've got to bait the boss. Notice how he did the spin? Normally in games, when you beat a boss, you get an ability. Now he has the spin attack, and he's using it to redirect things.
Oh
Because
my
I want
God.
you to believe that this could be one day be a game.
Probably will
This shot's
be.
awesome.
This shot took 2 weeks straight.
Very Mega Man to like do that. Like, hey, you just got this power. Now you can defeat the enemy by using this power. Like, it's really impressive. And again, that whole scene lasts probably no more than 30 seconds. 2 weeks. All that detail. Focus on actual game mechanics that, not a real game. Holy crap.
So one on the left is the girl seahorse, and the one on the
Obviously.
right is the boy seahorse.
That's right.
Animator might have thought it was a mistake, but in the model sheet, that boy is pregnant.
You thought we didn't put Mpreg in Gameoverse? You're wrong.
He's a big boy.
I colored them.
I've waited 20 years to rip you apart!
Flappers, no!
By the way, any of you who can catch it when he gets attacked like that, what he's yelling when he's saying so fast is, "Who dares enter my lair?" The thing that he kept saying like 6 times before.
This particular fight, it was an escalation of all the mechanics that we'd prior seen. So when you pay attention, you'll notice that there's little bits of nearly every single fight that he's been throughout the montage and the episode. I just also felt like this fight,
Which is how you do it. Very
like
Zelda-like.
a Sakuga anime fight. Maybe a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I was just kind of like, this one needs to feel
It's a
more
game.
grounded.
Leave the anime fights for when after their world blows up.
Don't ever look at the floaties. Don't pay too much attention to them because they sure love to change color. See there? White floaty. It was supposed to be in the entire episode, but there was a production error. We called them all out in storyboards, but somehow they didn't get the white floaty sheet. The white floaty only shows up in that one shot.
He's a special guy.
They were supposed to be the most common floaty, but they ended up just being only used once the entire episode.
Now let me give you a little bit of a tip from everything I've learned from like reading and understanding like creative mindsets of like Ross and J.R.R. Tolkien and stuff like that. And like I keep referencing Tolkien, but like the gaps there are pretty different. But like creative minds like that, when you get a mistake like that, do not just brush it away and say, "Oh no, just a mistake." Take that mistake, or if people challenge you on something in your story, stop, think about it. It's like, you know what? I can write a story about explaining that away, or potentially develop that into its own little branch of systems and whatnot. That is extremely good stuff to use. So, in my opinion, if I know what Ross is going to do, most likely you're going to see that white little floaty pop up again, and it's probably going to have some type of importance in the future as some type of plot point or character plot point. That's my guess. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. You know, it's all potential. Like, another good example of this is, like, if you look back at something like Adventure Time. When was the first time you ever remember them mentioning the Cosmic Owl? During the Wolf episode. Just a stupid little throwaway joke. Dude literally comes back later near the end of the entire series and becomes an almost central pivot point of the celestial order of that world. Good world development.
I was working so hard on retakes on this thing and fixing up shots that I really wanted to get looking good. I got to a point where I needed to wear a arm brace. Oof. That terrible drawing of flappers right there, that's like one of the few things still in the episode that I drew in an arm brace.
Are you even an animator if you don't give yourself
again, perfectionist.
Yeah, see, that's the mechanic. You see, he learned the valves have activate mechanics, so he's
learning
the valves again. And the roar activates the falling stalactites.
And the tornado.
And that's, we got the same. You're picking up the stalactites. It all comes together. It was like my vision. I wanted to have an escalation of mechanics in a cartoon show because cartoons never take the game design seriously.
Which they should. Add to the depth and flavor of the game, of the world.
I did it! I beat Snappers! Hooray for flappers!
Uh-oh.
I animated that shot, and I animated this shot, the little piece. Yay!
Good job, idiot! Enjoy dying, dickheads!
A lot of people missed snappers getting picked up by the syntax. I saw.
I don't know how anybody missed that.
How did you get there? It's like, oh man, people aren't paying attention. Guys, I would have.
I saw that immediately.
Slowed it down in different parts, but you have no idea how expensive animation is per minute.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly, 30 minutes for a pilot is very, very long.
Unusually long. When I said, as it was fold, I go, enjoy dying, dickheads! The reason that was there was because the best way I can describe our writing process is if you've ever maybe grew up watching Game Grumps, you might remember me and Aaron arguing about if Clifford is a kaiju or not. He's not. We both want to make the best thing, but we like argue, and that's how the show gets made. Like, this is better, whatever. I said to Aaron, it's like, they didn't say anything when they were leaving, and I'm like, they're so good. They would totally say, like, enjoy dying, dickheads, or something. I just left that note. I didn't think he would literally put in, my note was just like, did you just say, like, enjoy dying, dickheads, or something? But we kept it, because I just thought it was funny. Sometimes the filler dialogue makes it in, and it somehow works. I don't know.
Again, just a throwaway moment.
You have snappers in that shot. Go back. I put snappers in the Peter Griffin.
Again, a reference.
He doesn't have legs, but I drew that.
Did I do this?
What?
Is it my fault?
Is it my fault? Makes me laugh. I shouldn't.
I laugh too. Is it my fault every time I watch it?
When I'm working with my crew, we'll just be...
And I know I keep mentioning about references and stuff like that, but again, I keep bringing up Tolkien because he is the gold standard that all we writers and world creators seek to eventually become like. Lord of the Rings is a giant freaking reference to all his, like, old Anglo-Saxon, like, mythology, like Smaug and everything. Like, that's a reference to Beowulf. Like, so much is a reference to what he read, he grew up reading. Ross is no different. Everything he's doing, he is referencing what he grew up reading and understanding. That is how you do it. You take what you've learned, you take what you've enjoyed, you build upon it, and you create your own world. Don't plagiarize. Don't rip off completely. But think about, what would I like to do, and what would I like to see?
Be like, if something goes wrong, we'll be like, is it my fault?
Did I do that?
To other people, it's so sad, I know, but when you've heard it 6 billion times making it, you actually laugh at it.
Making me laugh at it now.
This? And I'm like, yep.
Yeah,
yes, you did.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's all I've got.
Oh, no.
Flippers!
Kid!
What?
We got this!
This shot here, this is a collab between me and Junie. I did the tie downs and Junie did that.
I love that it's the original the outfit she's in. Like, they could have been cheap and just, like, done a switch out for, like, the original one. Like, just had her clothes change in, like, an instant so they could just save on animation. No. They kept the swimsuit. Always keep the swimsuit.
All-Star Cannon!
You can hear the trill there, and then there's the keep moving forward dedication.
That is
in the
a
impact frame.
beautiful.
He's got a signature in there if you look. That's my boy. Rest in peace.
Bye.
This sparkles. That's the Southern Cross. That's the Australian flag.
Oh my
Why
god.
didn't you make an American flag?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, 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 baby.
Oh, shot it. Bloody Kiwi.
There was a version where when Crab Girl walked by, she's like, "Ow, Crab Girl!" But it killed the mood, dude. I just like, just have her just quietly wave. It's just as cute.
What the hell is going on? Where's my Sharkano? Quiet, Shark, and listen. Look out there. The rules of the Gameoverse are cruel and unfair.
I set out to make this show after my friend Monty passed, but when I was designing the float, one of the things I thought about was the rose petals in Ruby. So them being little red squares, it's like they're supposed to move
I miss early
kind of like
Ruby.
rose petals. It was intentional.
Join us. The only thing you've lost is your bloody mind.
Okay, pause. I'm gonna drop some information. Get the wiki ready.
Get your notepads out. Okay.
We're going right to left. Commander Gorthane. I've already mentioned that's Rumblebee. Zanel. And this guy in the back is Burly Bob.
Burly Bob, which is no different than Macho Man Randy Savage. So I get that reference. But like,
The one on the right is Mira, and the one on the left, this is the lamest name. You're all gonna hate me for this one. His name's Carl Killam.
I love it. Again, every one of them has their own story and their own name. And they're in the background for like a second.
Here, kitty kitty.
I love that.
And then Numi performed the song, and my good friend...
I didn't notice that, but God bless her, Numi. She is probably one of the best. She's definitely one of the top 3 VTuber singers in the world right now. God, she's so... I'm falling more I listen to her and Bao's music, the more I fall in love with them. What a cute picture. Oh, cutie.
And Caddy Cadaver, who's actually from this my community back when I streamed. Amazingly talented guy. Big part of the modern Newgrounds scene. I worked with him.
Modern Newgrounds? His Modern
He did all the
Newgrounds?
animation. He composed the song.
He did the whole
and then we
end
got
credits.
Everything.
He also did my CPR video.
In fact, I didn't even tell Glitch I was doing this.
You went rogue on this one.
I literally just paid for this myself, and it's like, hey, guess what, Glitch? YouTuber money. Here you go, boom. And then I just put this on their lap, and they're like, oh my god.
I remember Ross was like, yeah, I'm just secretly doing it. It's gonna be awesome, whatever.
Thank you guys. It's
Nice of a
I got
surprise.
a lot of stuff to figure out from here. Watching this in the theater with everybody I know and having my dad there visiting from Australia and stuff. It was like it was
so
very
nice.
very hard not to like
An
cry
awesome
when
moment,
it
I'm
dropped
positive.
in front of all my friends, and I was
In a big theater?
I got to make the show that I really wanted to make, how I wanted to make it, without any executives being like, I just got back from Avengers Endgame, and I think we need to... I think the problem right now with the industry, when a creator
too many
tries to make
suits.
something in the traditional Hollywood pipeline, it gets a lot of executive notes, a lot of audience testing and stuff,
And that's the problem with audience testings. It's pointless. They're trying to treat it like it's like it's something to cure a disease rather than actually make something entertaining.
After a point, when you dilute the creator's vision with these notes by trying to appeal to everyone, by the end of it, you're appealing to no one. Unfortunately, it's a game of numbers, it's a game of money, and people don't want to take gambles on new ideas.
Which is stupid. You make the most money on gambles. Like Star Wars, that was a gamble. Again, I'll go back to Tolkien, that was a gamble. Star Trek was a freaking gamble. People had no expectations for any of those to ever make any money or any development. The ones most people look at, oh, that's never going to make anything, that's never going to go anywhere, are the ones that give the biggest influence and make the biggest impact. So, ignore the suits. They almost never have a damn clue. And like he said, that's very similar, Sun Tzu says that thousands years ago. He who attacks everywhere attacks nowhere. If you're trying to please everybody, you're not going to please a damn soul. So knock it off. Do what you love. Do what you want. And then see who likes what you like. And then move from there. Sometimes take some advice from other people. Don't get so up your own tailpipe you don't listen to people. Like certain creators have done. but every now and then, but you gotta keep to your vision. And don't let a suit tell you what to do. They don't know how to write. They don't know how to create. They know how to run a company, but they don't know how to create art. They're not artists. Listen to, and like I talked earlier when he was sitting around with like Gooseworks just creating the logo. Talk to your other art friends. Talk to your people. Like, get in touch with other people who are also in this same world. They can help sometimes.
I think that's the biggest downfall of the creative world right now. I don't know, that's just my thoughts on it. If you want to make something, just go out there and make it, and just start. Because trust me, when I started doing this 13 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. The first storyboards for the earliest version of this were done on comic book panels in Paint Tool Psi, and then the panels were moved around and in Flash. Like, I didn't even know what I was doing. So just make something. Even if it's shit, just make it. Just start. You'll learn how to make it better.
Guys, Q&A, ending, Ross ending.
No comment.
Are Scratch and Kit related?
That pertains to future episodes, I think, so no comment.
Has Flapper kissed boys?
No comment.
Seagull lore dump when?
What lore? It's a seagull.
How did Numi get in on this?
I needed a female vocalist, and I had been to her concert, and I was like, you should come do the vocals. And she said, sure.
Will there be yaoi?
I'll see what I can do.
Will Flappers kiss a girl dolphin?
No comment.
Will there be a speed runner?
There won't be a speed runner.
Will there be Yuri?
No comment.
Does Dusk have a voice actor in mind yet?
Yes.
Will there be a Caboodle and Kit origin?
No comment.
Will I get to see more Scratch?
No comment.
Kit's planet name?
Kit and Caboodle. Well, if the planets are named after the games, then
True.
The planet's called Kit and Caboodle.
Can we put Giwi's dad in it?
I'd like to.
Will there be a crocodile?
Actually, yeah.
Wait, really? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not. That's a spoiler, but yeah, actually.
Will Ochi make an appearance?
I'm gonna do what I can to put I've put all my pets except Beppo in GameOverse.
Fortnite collab when?
Oh my
brother.
god!
You know what I do? And then just so you know, it's not in talks. This is just actually me just spitballing. Imagine this: you can get a Caboodle backpack, but it's 100%.
I'm f***ing the dog.
Pay to lose. If you start crouching, we'd record Schlatt making loud noises, and when you're on the ground, it like negs you for being like,
I'm not afraid to say it. Why are you? I'm gonna kill myself.
Imagine how good that would be, dude.
We get Schlatt to record the lines.
Oh my god, I would
You'd
pay
buy
so
it
much
with
for
your
that.
friends
I would
just
play
to see if
Fortnite
you
again
can
for
get
that.
a victory, and just all the clips that would come out from this backpack that wants you to die.
It would be Vader AI
That's my pitch.
Part 2.
Guys, avatars or other YouTubers make a cameo.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put Scott the Waz in just when you least expect it.
You're putting Scott in?
Scott, if you see this, do you wanna let's do it.
Okay, chill.
Just when they least expect it, like, hey y'all.
Is Malice capable of speaking normally?
Oh yeah. It's just she just only said the one thing twice in the pilot, but she can speak.
Will Caboodle ever be nice to people? Hey, he's nice to Kit.
No comment.
Will we get more Crab Girl? God, of course.
Yeah, Crab Girl's not a one-off character. It's people have been saying it's not. She's a part of this story. Like I've got plans with her.
Ross, do you see any more questions you want to answer?
I have a headache.
He has a headache. Everyone, no more
I
questions.
have a headache. Oh god. Freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. But that is some creative guidance. Like, and make sure to go watch the original video. Give them as many clicks, everything. And they are really going into some deep depth on this. And everything Ross told you about, like, you see the depth, you see the creativity he used to make this world. That is extremely amazing stuff. And if you want a good example of modern understanding of how to create, watch this a couple thousand times. You'll understand it better, because what Ross tells you, it gives you a real good inside example understanding of how to create something great. Have love for it, have passion, have deep story, have creativity, flesh out the characters, even if they're a background character for 5 seconds. Make what's happening have reason behind it, purpose and logic, and even if it's for only a second, the depth of will add to the flavor of the story. But before we go, one more thing. Let me go ahead and pull this up. There it is. Okay, hey, remember that Glitch, 80% of the money that they use to make these shows comes from merch. It comes from merch. So if you guys want more episodes of Gameoverse, if you want more Kit and Caboodle, if you want more Lernosaurus, if you want more Flappers, Gobbles, everybody, if you want more of everybody, right here. 20% off until May 29th. Glitch has got all this stuff on. You got a poster, you got the animes, main characters, you can get one of them or you can get a whole box. You got the Kit plush, you got the Caboodle plush, you got the Gobbles plush. You can get them together. Look at that right now, 24, 24, 24. Usually that would be $72, but right here, $61 for the bundle. You got the Kit Caboodle Animates, you got a Flappers Animate, you got a floaty keychain, you got a nice little sweater, hoodie, you got a t-shirt, and you got the pins. Again, they will not be able to keep making this if you guys don't support them. YouTube money is trash. I know they're at like, what, freaking 20 million views? That's a good chunk of change, but that's probably only going to be like 10 or 20% what they're going to be able to even use for this, to create this story, to create this game. If you want them to make more merch, there's a reason why old TV shows and cartoons were pretty much glorified toy lines, toy commercials, because that's what made them money. The reason you have so many Transformers TV shows is because they could sell figures. The reasons why you had so many Thundercats episodes is because you could sell figures. The reason why you lost the reboot of Thundercats was because they couldn't sell figures. The reason why you lost Symbiotic Titan was because they couldn't sell any merchandise. This is what will keep this show alive. So make sure to go like it. Make sure to go get a couple of plushies. And make sure to watch the video again. And until then, y'all have a good day. And remember, that creativity is what you make it. Take care, everybody. Bye.